Hey, it's your girl Nicole, and you're listening to the Risers Hub podcast. It's Monday, and I want to start the podcast with just one very important question to you. How you doing out there? Really, how you doing? And can I just say, you're not alone with whatever you're feeling today. I know this past week has been an interesting one for most of us, and I can't even lie, after Tuesday, I am completely shell-shocked. So much so that I didn't want to run, I couldn't run, and my body literally broke down by Saturday. I've been under the weather all weekend long. Yep, that's coming from your friendly neighborhood wellness coach. I decided to just slow things down this weekend and hydrate. What did you do? I hope you were able to practice some self-care, whatever that means to you. Self-care like just rest, a hike, enjoying the outdoors, enjoying your family and friends, having a really good meal, or doing absolutely nothing at all. As long as it was something that was beneficial to you, then it's all good. On Friday, this past Friday, I attended the Black Mental Wellness Conference called Disrupting Spaces. And I have to say, it couldn't have come at a better time. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Nicol Kamek, Dr. Jessica Henry, Dr. Dana Cunningham, and Dr. Danielle Busby for being the founders and event coordinators for this event. I learned so much from this conference, and it covered all things wellness. Their panels included what Black men, women, and families need from each other, and how mental wellness can be a really good thing in our communities, and how much mental wellness is needed in our everyday environments. From life coaches, wellness coaches, social workers, therapists, and psychologists. This was a fantastic event to attend at a time like this. And really, to learn the full gamut of wellness spectrum was amazing. After having several conversations throughout the week, I am truly inspired to do good work at my level, in my space, and in my local community. Now, before we get started with today's podcast, I hope you don't mind me sharing a few takeaways from this conference. And they're just a few. This is going to be a short podcast today because I think we're all feeling it. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm here for you. And we're going to make it through this, okay? But here are some key takeaways that I learned from this conference. And they're just little things. I have a huge list, but these are just a few. Okay, first of all, they used a lot of terms I've never heard before. And one of the terms that they used was sleep hygiene. If you don't know what it is, Google it. It's basically prepping to go to bed 15 to 30 minutes before it's time to go to sleep. I was just fascinated with the word sleep hygiene, so that's why I wrote it down. So Google it and start practicing it as much as you can every night. That'll help you go to sleep and just feel a little bit better every single night. Number 2, we talked about what success looks like. And I was really surprised by one of the answers. One of the doctors on the panel basically said if he could do therapy, the gym, and family on a consistent basis throughout his lifetime, that's what he considered success. A lot of times we get caught up in our titles, our work titles. And I think that if we practice therapy and went to the gym and spent time with family and friends, that we would all be a little bit happier. So I really like that answer. And then the next thing was, what does it mean to be strong? And this was in the women's panel. And I'm just going to share 3 of the things that they shared. The first one was to show up for yourself. The second one was to be authentic because someone out there is watching you. So just be you. I love that. And don't shrink for anyone. And that one I agree with 100%. And then the last takeaway from the event that I was really surprised by was that in the field of psychology, only 4% of psychologists are Black. So that is a huge opportunity for all of us. We need this in our communities. Yeah, I could go on and on. Like I said, the conference was incredible, but I'm going to stop there because that's a whole other podcast, a whole other time. Okay, so back to this podcast today. The month of November is all about thankfulness and kindness. So throughout this podcast, I'll be asking questions to help you practice thankfulness and kindness right now and throughout the month of November. So here's the first question. In what ways do you show kindness toward yourself? And how does practicing self-kindness help you extend kindness to others? Today, I would like to take a little time to reset, refocus, and hopefully find some peace together. With the tension and intensity of the elections, many of our emotions are at an all-time high, and they still are. But in times like these, when we're feeling stretched thin and weighed down, the act of thankfulness and kindness is a great starting point. It's a great and powerful tool to ground ourselves and reconnect with what really matters. Let's take a moment together to breathe, to turn down the noise and stress, and to find some space for gratitude and kindness. The next question: what are some daily habits or routines you can create to remind yourself to be thankful, even on challenging days? Now, first things first, I want to invite you to pause with me and think about one thing, just one thing you're thankful for right now. It could be as simple as the warmth of a cup of coffee or tea in your hands, a great call from a friend or a family member, the comfort of your favorite quiet spot in your home. And if you're driving, maybe it's the hum of your engine of the car. No matter what's going on around us, there are always things, always big or small, that remind us of goodness. Taking time to recognize these small moments of gratitude can help us regain a bit of calm and perspective. This week, I spent time with my family and friends. I talked my concerns out in a safe environment, and I made sure that I took time to meditate and pray. Really just pray and pray some more. Science even shows that practicing gratitude in quiet time helps reduce stress, makes us feel more optimistic, and helps us focus better on the positives in our lives. So take that moment, that gratitude, and hold on to it. Next question: how do you stay mindful of the things you're grateful for, and what practices help you bring gratitude into different areas of your life? Thankfulness often goes hand in hand with kindness. And after a week like this, kindness might be the last thing on your mind, especially if you're feeling frustrated or divided. But kindness can be a powerful antidote to the heaviness and tensions we're all carrying. This is what I'm concerned about. During most elections, somehow, the next day, we all find a way to come together and get through it, no matter who wins the election. But we're in different times now. And so I'm challenging my listeners to practice kindness and thankfulness. What does that mean? That means calling a loved one, checking up on them. It means pay it forward. Do you know what that means, pay it forward? If you're in your favorite coffee shop, don't look who's behind you. Just pay for their meal, pay for their drink, and watch them light up like a Christmas tree. It also means giving someone a compliment. You've got some really cool shoes on. I like your haircut. Something that takes them off guard but makes them feel really good. And then volunteering or donating our time. That always helps not only the people that we're helping, but it helps us feel good about ourselves. When we choose kindness, we create moments of connection. It's easy to feel stuck in our own feelings, but kindness allows us to look up and outside ourselves and see others with compassion and empathy, no matter what our differences are. Here's your next question: how do you express kindness to others? And in what ways do you think small acts of kindness can impact those around you? According to the randomactsofkindness.org, kindness can increase the love hormone oxytocin, lower blood pressure, and improve our overall heart health. Kindness can increase our energy and make us feel stronger and more energetic. Kindness can increase our lifespan by donating our time to others. Donating our time to others is like taking 2 aspirin to prevent us from having a headache. Kindness increases the pleasure and reward center in our brains. It lights up when we do good towards others. Kindness increases serotonin. That feel-good chemical, it heals all wounds. One thing about this week that we should not lose sight of, one thing about last week we should not lose sight of. We still have control through voting, protesting, and standing up for what we believe in locally. It may not always go the way that we want, and even that's okay, because that's just telling us that we need to find new and creative and different ways to solve a problem. But let's focus on what we can control. What else can we control when things feel challenging around us? We can control our attitude. We can have a positive attitude, a can-do attitude, And I guarantee you that we can be a domino effect and everybody else will follow suit. The next thing we can control is focus. What does that mean? Direct your attention to what is within your control, especially when it comes to your physical and mental well-being. Focus on that. And then what about energy? Being mindful of where you channel your energy can reduce stress. Focus on the aspects that uplift and empower you. Priorities. What's your priority? Identify your key priorities for the day, make a list, and check off tasks as you complete them. This keeps you organized and motivated. And last, we can control our words. Words are powerful, so choose your words wisely. Use words that are encouraging, inspiring, and motivating, both in how you speak to yourself and how you speak to others. Now, I have a challenge for you this week. Yes, acts of kindness and gratitude. So this week, I want to set a small challenge for all of us. Let's make room for gratitude and kindness, especially when we feel overwhelmed or disconnected. Here's what I suggest. Number 1, in your phone, type 3 things you're thankful for, no matter how small it might be. Number 2, do one kind thing for someone else. It could be something every day or just one time this week. Number 3, do something kind for yourself. Do something that's out of the norm for you that'll put a smile on your face. Number 4, reflect on how these acts make you feel. Share them with us on social media, in Instagram or TikTok. Look for the Risers Hub or email us at hello@therisershub.com. We'd love to hear from you. I know gratitude and kindness seem small in the grand spectrum of things, but it's a start. As we close today's episode, let's take a moment to be aware of what our bodies are doing right now. Relax and drop your shoulders and release all the tension in your body and take a deep, positive breath in and release all the tension when you blow your breath out. We are going to be okay. One thing I learned this week, we cannot just give up. We have to keep pushing forward and make sure we take care of ourselves first. Thank you, as always, for being with me and listening to this frog voice. Can you tell I'm losing my voice right now? I'm grateful for those who tune in each week. Let's carry a little bit of gratitude and kindness with us as we move forward. And until next time, keep rising. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Remember, this podcast is meant for both education and entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed therapist, so it's crucial to consult your physician, psychotherapist, or qualified health professionals for personalized advice. Until next time, take care. If you're enjoying this podcast, I would like to ask you to please subscribe, like, and share. That's what they told me to do at the end of this podcast. So could you hook me up? Thanks. Bye.